Lewis Hamilton, the 8 times champion of the world. And I don't think we need to disagree on that or to argue, because he is probably one of Formula One's very best. And well, 2022 was just one of those years where a champion just takes it completely rough, but just comes out of it like a whole different animal. Lewis Hamilton didn't have the best 2022, but can 2023 be better? So maybe let's just take a look at 2022. 2022 promised to be a great year, not just for Lewis Hamilton himself, a start of a new era for Formula One, as there were new technical regulations that just were there to alter the way the race goes. And well, we hoped for a lot of battles, which we did in certain races, but majority of those races weren't the best. Let's just be real. And Mercedes wanted to be bold for this new era, as they went for a car that in your lifetime would not imagine of. No side pods. And not just a new year for Lewis Hamilton, for Formula One. It was a new year for Mercedes, as they had a new driver. Well, not very new, as he was part of their academy, but George Russell stepped in to that second Mercedes seat, replacing Valtteri Bottas. And sure, the W13, as it was going to be known for this year, did look beautiful. There was more to it than just the looks. People were asking about its speed, hoping that it would earn Mercedes a 9th Constructors' Championship, George Russell's first win, and Lewis Hamilton's 8th Drivers' Championship. But as they hit the track in Bahrain, that wasn't to be the case somehow, as there was a problem just from the get-go. And I think from this image or footage you've seen on screen, it's very obvious. Something that Formula One fans have not seen since the 80s, porpoising due to ground effect, and this was a big problem for Mercedes. But all of that aside, well, at a point as Formula One returned to action in Bahrain with a brilliant battle between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. It's what we thought was there for the rest of the season, but we were mistaken. And Charles Leclerc eventually delivered the win for Ferrari, claiming a 1-2 ahead of Carlos Sainz, and Lewis Hamilton getting a podium. But unfortunately, that would be his last podium for a very long time, as when we went to Jeddah just 7 days later, or probably less, this was to be Lewis Hamilton's probably worst race of the season, as he failed to make it out of Q1 and had to start 16th, and only finishing in 10th position. A very disappointing race. But could this be worse than Jeddah? Imola, a race where the Mercedes was just probably at its worst, and where porpoising was very clear. And I mean, the Mercedes, well, it really struggled during this Grand Prix, and I don't think a lot of us do get happy feelings when you see the sight of Max Verstappen going past him twice. And well, things wouldn't really get better, but they wouldn't get worse either, as when we went to the Spanish Grand Prix, on the first lap, Lewis collided with Kevin Magnussen at a race where Mercedes looked like they had a lot of pace. But finally, in June at the Canadian Grand Prix, after 3 months of nothing, Lewis Hamilton finally claimed a podium. And at least it was great, looking at the fact that it was the track where he claimed his first win. But he started the streak from here, as in Silverstone, a very dramatic race, a race that was actually voted race of the season, proved to be a game changer for Lewis Hamilton's confidence. Carlos Sainz claiming his first win and a 13th home Grand Prix podium for Lewis. But we all know that wasn't the highlight of the race.
Off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton! Unbelievable stuff coming out of the final corner!
He then claimed another podium at the Austrian Grand Prix, following up with a second place finish, his best result at France, and then his last podium of the summer break at the Hungarian Grand Prix. And even though the rest of the season after Belgium, the clash with Fernando Alonso, and just many other things, it was a pretty hard season for Mercedes and for Lewis Hamilton as well. And I know they say Formula One isn't easy. No sport in the world is easy, but Mercedes had the chance to claim a lot of podiums and possibly wins in this season. And even though he got extremely close to the win in Brazil, if it wasn't for the guy behind him, I think there would have been a lot, but at least George claimed his first win. It had been a hard year for Lewis, especially recovering from Abu Dhabi 2021, and well, the wound is still fresh for a lot of Mercedes fans, maybe myself, but it's kind of a long time ago, and we really need to, well, forget about that, because greater moments will arrive. 2023 is a new year for Lewis to challenge for that 8th title. So if you think that he's going to leave the sport without challenging for his well-deserved 8th title that he's wanted for a long time, you shouldn't think so. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please smash that like button, share the video around, and we'll subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.